This is Beyond the Resume, the podcast that brings you the stories, advice, and insights behind some of the most successful people in real estate. Beyond the Resume is brought to you by Jackson Lucas Executive Search, the industry leader in human capital solutions. Here is Chris Papa and Lisa Flicker.
Sarah Garland, welcome to the podcast. Nice to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
The new head honcho of affordable housing
Thank
at
you.
CBRE. Interim. No, they gave you the interim title.
Thank you.
So,
Happy to have it.
yeah.
Usually it's a keep the seat warm is the interim role, but I feel like it feels from the outside like you're driving that car.
Well, I was driving a third of it before anyway, so it's not that. It's just, yeah.
Well, Sarah and I met at ULI. We were both, I think we were both newbies on this council,
We
right?
were. Right.
And
Yes.
I was like, I don't know anybody. And we sat at the same table next to each other, and you were very
We pretty
nice.
much laughed the whole time. It was
We
great.
made each other laugh. And I was like, you're great. And then I did not realize what a bigwig you were. I would have been a little more intimidated if I knew how big you were. I had no idea who
I
you were.
try to
And
play it down.
then I met other people at CBRE who were like running different regions, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, do you know Sarah?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's my boss." I'm like, "Wait a minute, Sarah's a big shot. We got to get her on this podcast."
Asking me, I'm flattered.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another Sarah Garland, and you've got the wrong one.
I don't think
No.
so.
I would love to hear. We would love to hear. We start out like hearing about like what you do. Tell us about CBRE's platform and kind of what you do day to day.
Okay, well, it's an ever-changing job description. So CBRE has actually a dedicated platform it's called CBRE, the Affordable Housing Group. And within that group, we actually have three separate groups. One is debt, the affordable housing debt, which was and is sort of my specialty. The second is our investment sales platform, which is huge. It's like big in the industry, and was originally the Marcus & Millichap Affordable Housing Group, and that got sold to CBRE 10 years ago. And then as a result, we grew this platform. And the third is our investment banking platform, which is actually huge. Like we've done platform sales. We did the big AIG sale to Blackstone.
April, yeah.
April Housing. We've done a lot. So we do equity raises, we do platform sales, we do securitization. So that all is under one huge umbrella within CBRE. And so we are literally one group. So it's great.
And do you have folks across the country?
We do. We are national. And in fact, we don't even have a main office. I mean, I think that we started out of Seattle because that's where the Marcus & Millichap LightTech Group came from. But very quickly, we are literally a national group, and we have national coverage. So yeah,
You're based in.
I'm based in LA. We've got a lot of people in Washington D.C. A lot of our credit people. We've got people in Boston. We've got people in Ohio. Everywhere. Full cover. New York. Yeah, you name it, we're there.
And then on the debt side, I guess we could focus on that. Like, what is pretend there's folks listening to this who are like earlier on in their careers, and they're like, "Wow, Sarah seems great. Like she's involved with affordable housing. Like maybe they don't even know kind of what you do. Like, what does that even mean?"
So really quick, and I don't know if I'll just spend 2 minutes. So when we talk about affordable housing from a debt or an investment perspective, we're talking literally about what's referred to as, you'll know this, capital A affordable. So we deal with anything that has a rent or income restriction on the property. By definition, sort of in the industry, is affordable, capital A affordable. And from our perspective, we do the financing on those transactions. So we do Fannie Mae, we do Freddie Mac, we do FHA, we do bridge lending. So we will work with a sponsor who is buying or refinancing a capital A affordable deal. If they want to do something less, that actually would not be under our purview, but we would help them find somebody within CBRE who could do those kinds of transactions. And we do $2 billion plus a year of it. So it's a big industry.
What sort of skill set? I mean, you're very personable. I mean, so I can't imagine like Lisa started a career, you wouldn't believe it, as a public accountant. So, But that was not the right fit for her, right? So, I mean,
No,
what was
No.
you're very personable too, Sarah, but, like, is there, like, a technical skill set? Like, what type of person does well in this
well,
type of
it's
role?
interesting, right? I mean, because all types of people, right? So we have a team that has a marketing person. We have teams that have finance people. I'm actually a lender, but I'm not necessarily a finance. I started out in underwriting, which is, obviously very technical and very detailed and very numbers. But then we have obviously originators who should know the numbers. Hopefully they know something
You know,
about the
you know.
numbers. But they're not in the they don't have to be in the weeds, right? They have to know the programs, they have to know the products, and they have to be able to know when something doesn't look right. We have analysts, we have appraisal people. I mean, so literally the skill set runs the gamut. And like I did start out as underwriting. I thought that I wanted to do finance and numbers, but I very quickly realized that I wanted to do deals, that I'm a
You're a
deal
deal
person.
you're a deal person.
But
Relationship.
I'm not an originator. I don't like going after and bringing in the business.
Oh.
I'm like a deal structurer. I'm a specialist. I worked at Fannie Mae for 13 years, and I had
Yeah,
to
let's
know
all right,
what
let's bring us back there. Like, let's take us to time machine, right?
uh,
Young Sarah, got those cool glasses on, running around Los Angeles, I assume. Where did you grow up?
I didn't grow up in LA, but I went to UCLA. My parents moved when I was in college, so I followed them to LA. And I've been here for a long time. Don't make me date myself.
Where are you from originally?
Washington, D.C. and Chicago.
Ah, all right.
Oh,
Big markets.
I started in DC. I went to junior high and high school in Chicago in the suburbs, and then my parents moved, and I transferred from Emory back east to UCLA, and I've
Did you
never
grow up in
looked back.
Rockford, Illinois?
I grew up in Highland Park.
Oh, okay. My friend's visiting right now. He spent
Oh,
18
oh,
months in Rockford, Illinois.
yeah, I don't
Worst
know
time of
about
his
that.
life.
It's
Not
cold.
joking.
No, I grew up in a suburb.
Well, I'm impressed you made it out to California.
I'm so
The
happy I
warmth
made it
here
out
is
and
so good.
never looked back. And honestly, I grew up in real estate. My dad is been in real estate his whole career. My brother is a real estate attorney. My other brother is a small home builder. Kind of didn't really know anything else. So
What did your dad do? A developer or builder or
he
broker?
was a little bit of everything. He was a developer. He was a landowner. He worked for the Pritzkers in Chicago and kind of ran their multifamily and Hyatt stuff. So yeah, he's been around. Lots of
How,
good
And
stuff.
what
so
makes
young Sarah, we're
Yes.
very interested. So at what point, what was it that made you decide you wanted to be in the deals? How did that
I had actually kind of a circuitous path because I actually started out as a home builder, working for a small home builder, and I was actually running kind of their marketing and their finances. And they actually took a deal and flipped it into a lie tech deal because the market was shifting. And very quickly, so then you know, through a series of events, I ended up at the housing department of LA working on getting deals out, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I didn't want to be a developer. I realized very quickly I didn't have the risk. I didn't have like the risk profile, and I wasn't comfortable being responsible for bringing in deals. I didn't like that part of
That's
the
funny
deal.
because your personality seems like somebody that would be good at that.
I'm really good on a call when I have somebody like you next to me. And if I had partnered with somebody, I think I
Yeah.
would have had a different
Well, I'm really good when
slot.
I have somebody like you next to me. So
Well, thank you. Yeah, I very quickly realized that I really was much more comfortable having a job with, and that I wanted to be in a corporation, that I wanted to do corporate work. I didn't want to be part of a small developer who was, taking risk every day. Which is funny because I know I don't come across that way, but I am so happy being like the manager of the group and the deal structurer and going on calls, and I love talking to people. And and again, if I had somebody as a partner who stood behind me and cut the deal, I would have been fine with that. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what happened. I went from City of LA to Wells Fargo recruited me to do construction lending. But again, it was like I didn't really have to go out and get business. I wasn't sourcing business. It was relationships and things like that. And then Fannie Mae recruited me, and God knows I didn't have to search for business there. I was, belle of the ball for 13 years.
Yeah.
And and then the minute you leave, you're like, "Oh, wait, it wasn't me they liked. It was Fannie Mae they liked."
You.
Ugh.
Fannie Mae's
But
Yes,
got
I
but
feel
it's
nothing.
like
true,
don't
Fannie Mae's
right?
got nothing.
undersell yourself. I am confident that you have
Well,
those skills.
let's just say I didn't have as many dinner invitations at conferences. I
Uh,
realized I had to make my own dinner plans.
you got stuck hanging out with people like Chris at
Yeah,
ULI.
and you're like,
How are you exposed to the affordable platform, which is what you do now? Like, how did you
what's
even learn about
interesting? It was from this one deal that I did way back when in LA. I had to go out and get financing, and I kind of educated myself on affordable housing really quickly, and got a loan from the housing department. And I will date myself right now, but it was like the month before the LA earthquake hit, and they had so many issues and so many problems that they need to get at, that they hired, make up the number, but 100 contract employees to bring in and get these deals out, and I was one of them. And so I got into the industry that way. You trial by fire, learning as much as you can. And the city of LA is kind of a tough place to work. It's civil service, and we were contract employees. So, our contract expired after a year, and they had asked a handful of us to stay, and we were all like, I think we're gonna move on.
What does it mean when you're going? So, like, pretend like people don't know. Like, so how does it? What's the like kind of the workflow? Like, what does it mean going out and getting financing? Like, you just
So from a developer standpoint, like, we today in my current job as a lender, we are not brought into the deal until the developer has, identified either a piece of land or a property, and has tried to figure out what the and has identified it that he wants to do affordable, right? Which is a whole animal of its own, and starts to do kind of run their own developer pro formas, right? Which may or may not align with a lender's pro forma, but they'll come to us when they feel like they have a deal that structurally might work. We often will get in at an early stage and say, we have a database of thousands of deals, right? And we have comps and we have numbers, and we can say, well, your expenses may or may not be right, or have you thought about restructuring it this way? And we also, through our relationships, know a lot of soft debt options or things like that, LIHTC equity providers. So we will help them at that point, but we're not developer consultants. We come in when they have a deal far enough along where we can actually talk about how to get it done, how to finance it. We don't do
gotcha.
So are there other
site
people at
reviews.
CBRE who come in at the earlier stage, like the
Not
investment
really.
sales folk? No.
We don't do like land deals. We do have people like that, like borrowers reps, but not in the multifamily industry.
But you have an
CBRE is
investment. You have the investment sales, right? And so
we have our investment sales team, and
then
that's similar. They do BOVs, like, so property valuations and things like that. But again, they don't really do consulting. Highest and best use, you made it worse. There's a whole industry of consultants that help put together deals.
right, yeah.
And I know many of them that I refer people out. When I get those calls, I refer people out.
You know a lot of recruiters. Do you refer people to recruiters?
I only know one, but now I know two.
Well, Chris is the king of affordable housing
I
recruiting.
know.
Stick
I
by
know.
Yeah.
him and we'll all be good.
Now Lisa's like on the board of the New York City WAN, Women of Affordable Housing. So
What?
Yeah, so Chris introduced me to the group, and I've been working with them. It's actually they're a great group of women. So if you get to New York, you have to come over and meet them. You will love them.
Too. Yeah, the women, I actually have been involved at various points of my life in women's group and mentoring women and those kinds of things. And I think it's really great. And I think that, just a really quick plug for affordable housing in general. It falls under commercial real estate, but somehow it's a much smaller community, and it's niche, and people are in it, I think, by choice. And I find it to be really, like, a really great community of people. And I can call up any one of my competitors at any time and they share information with me and there's so much need. I think that in some weird way it sort of like tempers the competition.
Right. I love
Right,
it. I
it's
mean,
Yeah.
also a mission driven, like, you
And it's
feel
mission.
like
You feel,
there's
yeah,
there's something more than just, like,
the
the profit
next
at
deal.
the end of
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And I do I always tell people that it's like it's a really nice community and people want to help each other.
well,
They're-
Lisa's the queen in New York. I mean, no one knows more people in real estate in New York than Lisa, and now probably LA too, after she's been there 3 days. But
I just go on the street and I
yeah, but
a
like,
lot.
yeah, I know like they needed her as much as like there's a great community of people there too. But I know like
Yeah.
no one's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
introduce
great.
them to more people than Lisa.
Well, one thing I find, Sarah, and I'll tell you, is a lot of these women got into it and somehow now feel like they wouldn't be able to make it in a different kind of a platform. And so I
Yeah.
think the biggest part of being a part of these women's groups is just explaining like, no, you're a rock star. You worked hard, you deserve this, you've earned it, and don't let anybody let you sell yourself short on that. So I feel like a lot of the
Yeah.
women like go down that path.
Literally someone gave me that pep talk yesterday when I was feeling like, a little deer in the headlights. I was like, no, they picked you because they know you can do it.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
now you're the head of you're the head of it, one or the co-head, or is it interim, or what's the official
interim.
title?
Yeah, there's
Interim.
the interim. Yeah.
Well, how does that feel? I mean, that's awesome. That's a big
Yeah,
job. That's a huge
it's
job.
big. It's big and it feels overwhelming, but it feels good. I mean, and it is true. Again, it kind of goes back to my statement of like, I think of myself as a very strong manager. And I think it's really less critical that I'm not going to be an investment salesperson. I'm not going to be an investment banker. But I think as long as you have really good team and really good people, you just need someone to keep them moving and make sure that they know that they're supported. And I think for me, it feels good. And one thing is because I've been at CBRE now for almost 8 years, is like I know corporate. I know how to work. I have a corporate job. I'm a corporate leader. You know what I mean? So like that part I know I can do. I can't do the rest of it. But I think we have really strong people who can.
What has
And there are a
been
lot of
the Go ahead.
there's a lot of students out there, especially in this world right now, who are trying desperately to get whether it's a summer internship or a
Yeah.
full-time job after school. So somebody who's listening and would really love to be on the team, you have any tricks or tips for them?
You know, well actually the last podcast I did was for the MBA and it was for students. It was a college kid.
Cool.
You know what? I think it's really important. I mean, this is the advice I gave them. I gave them two things. One, as I said, your first job is more than likely not your last job. Don't get so hung up on that. It's okay. Like you're going to experiment, you're going to find what you like. And to that end, two things. One is it's really um important to have informational interviews. Like talk to as many people as you can, even if they tell you they're not hiring, and they may not be hiring. You make an impression, you talk to them, you meet them, and you figure out even if you might figure out for yourself, oh, this industry doesn't interest me or this type of job, or you may be like, yeah, and by the end of that interview, you've made a new connection. And people generally like to talk about what they do. They're proud of what they do and they're happy to share that information with you.
Yeah.
So
People, it's their
yeah,
favorite subject themselves.
it is. And so I definitely encourage people to do informational interviews and I encourage people to network and reach out to people on LinkedIn who you say, hey, do you have 5 minutes to spend, can I just pick your brain? And if they say no, don't take it personally. They're just busy. It's not about you.
Right.
I mean, that's actually my biggest, I've had this motto for years and years and years, and I don't even know where I learned it, but don't assume bad intentions. People have a lot going on and not calling you right back
Yeah,
or not getting back
they're not
to you.
thinking about you.
They're more than likely they're not thinking about you. So go on to the next person, let it go.
What is the biggest hurdles facing affordable housing financing right now? What are you seeing? Like what's happening?
Well, I mean, the biggest hurdles are, well, just literally being able to get enough financing to put your deals together because the costs have gone up extraordinarily a lot. I mean, to try to build a new affordable project, the costs are crazy. I think that, trying to find, if you want to do something that's deeply affordable, it can't carry that much debt. So trying to find other means, right? Equity, soft debt, whatever, those gaps are really hard to fill. Really, really hard to fill. I mean, I think less and less it's the NIMBYism or that doesn't seem to be as much as a hurdle. I think everybody's sort of realized that affordable housing is needed, and that I think there's been
It's mandated in California and
it's
every
mandated and it's needed, and I think that people have been hopefully that the people's impression of what affordable housing is better than what it was. I think that people used to associate it only with like the projects or what they would hear about it, but today, affordable housing is great, right? I mean, you've seen some projects and you would not know whether it's affordable or if it's market rate. And I think the more you can get people, I always say, get people out to see projects, get them to see the properties, get them to show them, what it looks like, especially like local congressmen, any of those city council people, and
yeah,
they
it's not projects.
right.
Like
Yeah, no, that's not what it is anymore. And also those aren't the people that are living in these properties have jobs. Most of them are working people who just don't they just need housing that they can afford.
what has been your most memorable deal you've worked on? Is there one that stands out or a couple?
I don't know that I have a most memorable deal per se, but I do have a most memorable moment, and it was actually when I was at Fannie, and it was a New York 80/20 deal, which don't really get done that much, but it's 80% is market, 20% is lower income. Of course, there was a lottery, and I happened to be there when the people were getting
Oh,
and there was a housekeeper who got called, got her number, got called, and she literally in the lobby like got down on her knees and cried. And she was like, "In a million years, I never thought that I would be able to live in a property like this." And it's like that's why we do what we do. And it's really, I mean, my best memories are actually talking to the residents
right.
and hearing
Yeah,
their
we
story.
do. I'm on a nonprofit housing board here in San Francisco, and we do.
Yeah,
It's one thing that we're always trying to ask for money because no one's
right.
fully funded, right? But then it's like, all right, so we're trying to come up with a strategy of like, or how do we like get people to get more money? And I'm
Yeah,
like, like we're just going to ask, like we're doing more event. I'm like, you got to get events where people come and actually go work with the residents because then they see, oh, like this is like real, and you're literally affecting people's lives.
right.
This is not just something peripheral thing where you're donating $50 to some giant organization.
No, boots on the ground, going out. I did Habitat for Humanity a couple of years, and one of them was a Women's Day building a house, and it was just like, and the owner or the family that was getting the home was there with us, and it's just those are the things when you get people together and they see what the impact that you can have, and it doesn't take much to make an impact.
It really doesn't. I'm a
That's
part of this
true.
other women's organization. Maybe you'll come to New York for this. It's the most impactful day of the year when we go to an affordable housing community in New York and we plant gardens for the
I
residents.
love
And the
it.
residents come out and
Yeah.
it's my favorite day of the year.
Yeah,
So
those days are really great, and there's companies like, I think it's called Kaboom that does playgrounds in neighborhoods,
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, there's all those things. Fannie Mae used to have a work day every year, and they go do that. So there's just I do think it's when you get the people who you're impacting to hear their stories, you feel, it really hits home. Yeah.
Where did you do Habitat for Humanity?
In New Orleans, actually was after the big hurricane. Oh, no, 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 that was Kaboom. I did Habitat here in LA,
Oh,
out
cool.
in the Inland Empire years ago, few
I
years
always
ago.
wanted to do that, like go to like
It's really
here or
great.
go to Guatemala or something.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything that.
Mom was saying that looks cool. Like, who was it?
Yeah,
Carter, President Carter used to always do that stuff, right? Like
I
go
know,
to
he
Africa
freaking
and stuff.
yeah, it was really great. Those are good. Those work days are really important.
How do you like ULI?
So far so good, right? I love the diversity of it because I have been so I've lived in a small world for a while of affordable. Most of my career has been affordable, and you do get kind of myopic in what you are passionate about. But I do I love ULI. I mean, man, smart people. The content is really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I think exactly to your point, the beauty of ULI is you have affordable people, you have multi-office,
Yeah.
resi, like you have people from all these different spaces, like the niche asset, and everyone's together in a room just
Yeah.
kind of discussing the business in a way that and
It's
it's I
very
find with real
yeah.
estate more than a lot of other industries, like people just love the business. They love
Yeah.
the so it are you gonna go to the conference in Nashville?
I am.
You
I've
better.
already I'm going. It's interesting and I'm excited because I actually missed the Denver one because I've just gotten on the council, and so I didn't look far out in advance, and I actually had literally planned a vacation that week.
We
But
missed
this
you.
time
I missed you. I definitely missed you.
thank you. Thank you. I have it on my calendar. I have a conference right after it. Like literally the next week in Nashville.
Really?
I'm just gonna stay.
My buddy lives there. He's got a big house, so you can stay with him, I'm sure.
Thank you. That'd be great.
How many people
If he's
are in the
listening to
CBRE?
this,
How many people are in the
The whole platform? I mean, if I had to take a ballpark guess, it's 120.
Good, Sarah.
It's a pretty big group. Yeah.
Well, if you think managing 120 people is tough, you ain't seen nothing yet because you just sat on the hot seat.
I have full faith in you, Sarah. I know you could take it.
I'm instantly
You can do this, you
terrified.
can do anything.
Okay.
Exactly.
You can brave the LA traffic to San Diego after this.
Thank you. I'm going to put on my Audible book and go.
What are you listening to? Oh, speaking of which,
Yeah, that's our first question. So how fortuitous. What do you have any book or podcast recommendations? But audibles count.
So I actually saw your list. And in all honesty, I'm not a huge podcaster. I don't know why. I have no reason to say that other than because when I do listen, I love them. But I do listen to the Weekly Take, which is Spencer Levy's weekly
yeah,
podcast,
okay.
CBRE.
You work with
He's
CBRE, I get
the
it. You
head
gotta,
economist. It is a great podcast, I have to say, because it's like 45 minutes long and he has the most interesting guests and gets good conversation going. So that is my one that I do not miss, the Weekly Take.
okay.
That's
A
great.
What are you
book,
listening to right now?
I don't read a lot of self-help
50
books.
Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey.
Done that. But I do have a book that I kind of go back to regularly. It's called The 1 Minute Manager. I don't know
Oh,
if you're
I don't
familiar
know
with
that
it.
one. I don't
And
think so.
it's really short and it's very quick read, but it's literally the whole premise is deal with issues real time. That's basically it. Just pick up the phone, deal with
Ugh.
issues real time. And
That's
it's
great
Clean
life
your
advice and
confrontation.
business advice.
yeah.
Clean your confrontation.
Well, the other one is how to have a difficult conversation, and that has made me a much
That's not
better
just
manager.
run away
Delegate.
and
No,
hope it goes away. That's been my approach sometimes.
to just run away.
Do
Somehow
you?
I've gotten good at it. You're not supposed to like it, and I don't enjoy it, but you do it, and you just do it with,
No, yeah, I've done it. It gets easier, and it's like always feel like, oh my god, I'm an adult. Look at me, I'm having a difficult.
Right.
well, you have to take the emotion out of it. And
Chris, maybe we should make this into one of those radio shows where we call people and give them and have the difficult conversations.
Yeah, we
I know who
should.
you need to call.
We didn't need to come up there. Let's fire somebody. Oh, I'm joking.
Yo.
For fun, and then they'll be like,
for
psych.
fun. Just kidding. You've
Just
been
kidding. Have a
punked.
good weekend. What do you do? You're a busy lady. What do you do to keep yourself grounded? Do you have any sort of I wake up, I meditate, I pray, I go to the gym, stuff like that. Do you have anything like that keeps you going?
I am a morning girl, so I actually, when I'm not 100% exhausted, I actually do Orange Theory workouts at like 6:00 in the morning. I used to do 5:10, and then I'm like, I'm going to let it slip to 6:15.
You're nuts.
Do the Orange Theory.
5:10. Oof.
I don't do that anymore, but I do work out and I do Pilates, and Pilates is like honestly, it's my my form of meditation.
Yeah, it is.
But what I really do sometimes, and it's really funny, is I go in my car and I do primal screams. I drive
Really?
around screaming at the top of my lung, not words, just primal screams. And then I come back and I'm ready to sit down. I
Can
can't
we
do
hear
it around
one?
my neighborhood because they think something's happening, right? I mean, so
Can you give us an example of one right here on the podcast?
no,
Oh,
it's not pretty. And sometimes I'm even hoarse when I come back. But it's really cathartic. It's like unbelievably cathartic, screaming.
So you
amazing.
should do that at the end of your silent meditation.
I recommend it.
Really, I actually do prowl scream. Like I'll go in my car, I'll do the same thing sometimes. I'm like, "Fuck," and I'll like,
You just need to get it out. And then you're ready to like not take it out on the person that you're about to talk to next.
sometimes if it's just a big baby, I have to have a tantrum.
And you know what? It's okay though. That's
Yeah,
it's like it's okay
get it
to have a
out.
tantrum. You just can't
Better than
direct
holding
it
it
at
inside.
people.
Holding it inside is not good.
Yeah, you got to let it out.
So I imagine you've hired a tremendous amount of people.
Yes,
Um,
I
what do
have.
you look for when hiring?
So I saw that question and I actually thought about it. And I am much more about the people. Like if I feel like they're going to be a good fit and I feel like they're going to bring something that we don't already have from like a personality, and I don't want to say diversity, but diversity in all definitions of
Of
diversity,
thought, of thought.
of thought, of ideas, and because I think you can teach them the job, right? I mean, I think anybody hopefully can learn, and if they show interest, but if they have an interesting spin on things, I find that to be really interesting, and I'm much less I mean, they have to have obviously some basic skill set, but much less concerned about like their resume and where they come from. And I really care about like what they're going to be bringing to the group because we work in a group dynamic. Our team is a team and like we're pooled and we work together. And it's like if you can't, you got to work within the group, but not be a follower. I want you to, I want you to feel comfortable speaking your mind and bringing something to the group. And to know about, like, if you're coming and you're interviewing for CBRE affordable housing, Google us before you walk in the room.
Yes.
Know who we are. Know
Yeah.
the very basics of what we do. It takes 5 minutes, and if you haven't done it,
Well, now you got ChatGPT. You can even just say, "What should I
you
know
can do it
about
on
this?"
your way in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a
You're
little
a
research.
you're a very senior person at one of the largest CBRE,
Yep,
and you're a woman too, which
I
is
am.
unique. Not being a
I'm
woman, but being a
noticing
woman that's
this.
doing
Yeah.
apparently more than half the population is women. So not as unique as me being a man. But what what mentors have helped you along the way, or you want to like who've guided you throughout your?
It's really I saw that question too, and I thought that was a really good
You're the
question.
only person that's ever looked at the questions, by the way.
I
No
did.
one ever
I
looks at
did.
the questions.
No,
They
I
always
did.
dumbfounded when there's questions at the end.
I looked at them this morning. Um,
There you go.
not gonna
Paired.
lie.
On the way to the
No,
interview, like,
you know what? I think that mentors, I've had multiple mentors in my life because your needs change, right?
right,
So one mentor for one thing may not be the same mentor in another thing, right? And I so I have had, I mean, and also I love when people use this like their board of directors or their
right.
tribe or their and I'm a big believer in that. And that like that kind of goes back to the women's groups. You find people who can like my sister is one of my biggest mentors. And she's 9 years younger than I am. We have totally different career paths, but I know that she will tell me it straight, right? And again, I don't always agree with her advice, but I know that it's thoughtful and it's honest. And so she's been my consistent sort of person. But
What's your sister's name?
yeah. It's
What's her
what's that?
name?
What's my
What's her
sister's
name?
name? Mara Friedman. If you're ever in Phoenix, look her up.
I will.
But and also my dad has been my mentor, which is funny because he actually always thought that I was just going to get married and play tennis, which would have been okay, but it didn't work out that way. But he always like he was the one who gave me advice about getting in with a good company and not caring about what you do at first. Just find a company that you
I don't know.
respect and you like, because good people get recognized, right?
I love
And
that.
and that has really, really been good advice. And I've had some and mentors don't always, I mean, I've had mentors who have not been the same sex. So obviously I've had mentors in all of my jobs, and I've also had advocates, and that's not the same, right? You can have a mentor who is in a totally different career and but just somebody who you respect and you value their opinion. And then I think it's really important to have an advocate in your career, like in your workforce, somebody who you
Yeah,
can
advocate. Yeah.
support you and prop you up and say good things
I
about
think
you
it's
in a
great
room.
advice to that what your dad said. Just get in with a good company and like, because there's also a book or something I think is called "Be So Good They Can't Ignore You."
I
So
don't know that book, but
yeah,
that's a book I would read.
like get into a place and then just do your job so well, whatever it is, that they're like, wow, we need this person. Let's figure out how to keep him.
Find a place where they're going to excel. And I do think you have to be your own advocate for your career, 100%. But I also think you have to be good at your job too. Don't
Right.
advocate if you're not actually good at your job.
Right.
It really helps to be good.
That worked for a certain period of time, but then after a
Yeah, I
while,
think you kind of they figure it out. If you might be really a good talker, but if you don't really get stuff done, they're gonna figure it out. Yeah.
well, Sarah, so
Yes.
nice to get to know you better.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the podcast. Can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
you in Nashville.
Yeah, if
I hope
not
Lisa
sooner.
and
And
you
Lisa,
will get along, or
really
we'll meet
nice to
someday
meet
because I
you.
know you'll be best friends very quickly.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Thank you for listening to Beyond the Resume, a Jackson Lucas podcast where we take a deep dive into the career journeys of some of the top minds in real estate and equip you with the knowledge to move forward in your path towards the success you've envisioned. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Beyond the Resume. We're grateful for your support. All episodes of Beyond the Resume are brought to you by Jackson Lucas, building inclusive and diverse businesses through talent acquisition. Visit us at jacksonlucas.com.